All right. We are back here at Song of the Day, coming to you from the Rock Cave. I'm your host, Mark Pierce. It's Friday. You know what that means. Say it with me. Get those diaphragms ready. What? Yeah, that's right. You know what it is. Come on, get it ready. It is Octane Friday, and that's when we kick it up a notch. We're doing pretty good this week as far as Song of the Day is concerned. And we love Octane Friday here in the cave. Paul Chabot and I, and maybe some of you other ones out there. I know Chris Heineman out there is a fan as well. And we spent a lot of time in the 80s, so I told you I would not be in the 80s for a couple of times this week at least. And so, as promised, we are going back 31 years ago to 1993. Ouch. And that's where we find ourselves grunge, right? But we're talking about the band Tool. And they put out their debut full-length album, Undertow, 31 years ago, April 6th. Recorded in Sound City in Van Nuys, California. I got that Sound City t-shirt. I had it on with that Paul Chabot episode. Shoulda, coulda, woulda on this one. This record sold 3 million copies. Then Tool out of LA formed in 1990. Maynard James Keenan, Adam Jones, Danny Carey, and Paul D'Amour is the bassist on this one. I think that's his original bassist and the only full-length album moving forward that he played on, and replaced by Justin Chancellor. I had forgotten this little tidbit about some of the members of Tool just before that, this record. Maynard James Keenan and Danny Carey were in this band called Green Jello. Does anyone remember this? Green Jello must have been, I think it was in 92 or maybe 91, 92. I'm not sure about the dates, but a little before this. This was a band that was a comedy rock band. And their name was Green Jello, but they quickly got sued by Jello. And we're like, no, you can't call yourself that. So they changed their name to Green Jelly. But if you got your hands on the original versions of their record, you got the one that said Green Jello. So that was a collector's item. And this band has had, quote, hundreds of members over their 5 albums. And the one in particular that I remember selling at Music Outlet was the album Serial Killer, Cereal. And it contained the song 3 Little Pigs. There was a video for it. And this is what they were famous for. It's hard to describe this comedy music. Just have to hear it for yourself. They changed updated all the characters from the 3 Little Pigs. But on that record is Les Claypool from Primus. You know that one? As one of the pigs, and Les Claypool's Frog Brigade, you know that? And then Maynard James Keenan as another pig, and Pauly Shore as one of the 3 Little Pigs as well. How about that? Anyway, that's a side thing. So that was anyway. That's just really weird. But this record drops. And, I mean, it is a huge success. Think about it. We're talking about 1993. Everyone is just starving for this heavy grunge music. And this is heavy metal. We've got some metal undertones. Perfect for what we were all looking for in 93, especially if you liked the heavy stuff. And this was pretty amazing work here. The artwork, of course, famous for the artwork on their albums, censored by the likes of Walmart and maybe Kmart, banned from them. So they had to make another kind of cover. Remember those days? But the CD case had all kinds of graphics on it, and it was an obese woman with no clothes on, and then there was this image in the tray. Remember CD trays? For those of you who don't remember CDs at all, this is a CD, and when you opened it up, take the cover off, and there's your CD, right? But you could peel off the inside here, and then a lot of times it was just nothing there. But for Tool, there was a picture here, and it was a picture of a cow licking its hind quarters, which we'll post right there. I mean, it's just the little thing. It's the little things that just bring joy when you're buying CDs. Those days are long gone, right? But their artwork, of course, they had all kinds of artwork moving forward with that. Their next release would have a 3D hologram, 3D whatever cover that was pretty amazing. But anyway, this came out, and on the strength of their videos and this music, which was described as technical brilliance, and showing how smart and brutal at the same time metal could be. And people were just, the critics loved it. Everyone loved it. I mean, 3 million people loved it, right? And your song of the day, well, it came down to Prison Sex and Sober. Other songs on there, Intolerance and 4, awesome. And remember the other thing about CDs? Sometimes they put a hidden track on there. If you kept play on the CD, it wouldn't end. And if you just happened to keep it on play, I mean, word would get around. But then much later, on a much later track, a different song, unlisted, would come on there. Well, in this case, you had to get to track 69. Of course, naturally, the song Disgustipated came on. That was a thing. Live did that too with, what was that, Horse? Anyway, but these are clearly the two songs that drawn to the most there, Prison Sex and Sober, and it was back and forth for me for either one. I think Sober is your song of the day for today. The chord progression, like Kashmir from Led Zeppelin, and they make a mashup of it, and Maynard James Keenan approves of that, so you're good on that one. The stop motion animation from their videos would become famous as well, and just pretty amazing Sober song. That was something that he had been writing since really early, like the 1987, like just out of high school. It was called Burn About Out, and some of the lines are carried over from that, so that's pretty cool. But anyway, Tool is your song, your band of the day. Your song of the day is Sober. And I saw Tool. Saw him in concert with probably think that must have been the next tour after this one. But you know how he's famous for standing behind the drum kit and not being able to really be seen, which is why it's still hard to figure out this green jelly business. Anyway, song of the day. Hope you enjoy it here on Octane Friday. Play something loud and proud and put those windows down. And tune in, I think tomorrow, for another episode with Paul Chabot with a nice theme to it. So check that out. Whatever you're doing today, I hope it involves music, and as usual, take it out with me with a fist. I'll catch you on the flip side.